Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's the Earth Witch, and today's video is about a spirit salve or a psychic ability enhancing salve, whatever you want to call it. I just call it spirit because it is created and meant to better connect you to spirit. So I love making salves. I usually make salves for skin ailments and healing. But then I decided I'm gonna make a magical salve instead. Usually for things like this, like connecting with spirit, I have like an herbal blend which I used in this, or I'll use an oil and anoint myself with that. But oils can be pretty slippery, and this salve is melts into your skin real nice. It's not super slippery or anything, and you can use this before you do divination like tarot readings, before you do scrying, before you connect with your ancestor, gods, deities, and things like that. This is just to help you better connect. So I'm going to tell you what herbs I used in this and also how to make it. I did not record the making process because I still don't have a tripod. I'm gonna get one, I swear. But I did take pictures throughout the process, and I will be putting them up somewhere on the screen as I talk through the steps and everything. So how I use this is I take a little bit, if I can get some. I take a little bit, just a little bit, and I rub it into my hands while stating my intention. It's already enchanted, but I still like to state my intention no matter what. I rub it into my hands, focus on my intention, and build up some energy, rubbing your hands together, and it just melts into my skin. What I'll also do is I'll put a little bit on my third eye, because the way that I personally feel energies is through my fingers and also through my third eye. So those are the spots that I want to be enhanced so that I can feel energies even better. Even though I don't really need this salve, I still think it really helps. Woo, I'm getting lightheaded. I still think it really helps. And it smells divine. I love this stuff. Okay, anyways, this is just in a little old face serum container. I cleaned it out really well, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna put a salve in that, call it a day. So that's what I did. All right, so the herbs that I used, this is my little spirit blend. I keep it in this little jar. I go through it pretty quickly because most of my witchcraft practice involves connecting with spirit, whether that be my gods and deities, or whether that be my ancestors or my familiars and servitors, spirits, companions, guardians, blah, 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 all those different titles. I usually have a blend that I burn for them during our sessions. And so I decided to use this in my salve. This was already blended together and enchanted with the intention to connect to spirit. I also use this in my creation of scrying and magic mirrors, which I will be uploading on my website soon when my website comes out. I'm still uploading a bunch of different products and stuff on it and services, so it's probably gonna be a little while till it comes out, but it will one day soon. Give me a couple months, and magic mirrors, all this stuff will be up there. Anyways, so in this blend, and what I use in here is, first, all of these herbs and items have psychic ability enhancing properties, as well as spirit connection and communication properties, as well as divination properties, and even meditation properties. So yeah, you can even use this in meditating. So the first herb that is on this list is dandelion. Dandelion is great for calling and connecting to spirit. What I use dandelion leaf, as well as the actual flowers, and that includes the yellow flowers and the white flowers. I have a jar just full of dandelion bits over here on my apothecary shelves. So yeah, next is ground ivy, which is ivy that you can find out in your yard. Perhaps I live on the East Coast, so it might just be an East Coast thing. It might not be an East Coast thing. Next is gotu kola. Gotu kola is an herb that you would usually burn for meditation purposes, and so that's why I added it to this blend here. Next is rosemary. As you know, rosemary is like an all-purposeful herb, but it is also great for enhancing your psychic abilities. I put rosemary in everything, and cinnamon, pretty much. Cinnamon is next on the list. I put rosemary and cinnamon in everything because they are the most versatile herbs that a witch can use. You can use it in anything, for everything. You can use it in love workings, in money workings, in psychic ability enhancing workings, in cleansing. They're both great for cleansing. Cinnamon is good for adding power to stuff as well, and I believe that's why I added cinnamon to this mix, is to increase the power and potency of this mixture, this enchanted, blessed mixture. Next is mugwort. As you know, when you drink mugwort tea or if you smoke mugwort, they can give you very intense dreams and visions and all that stuff. So my experience with mugwort, whenever I use it, I'll drink it in the tea or I'll roll it up and smoke it as well. I never really fall asleep. It kind of gets me to that in-between state, which is a really good state to get into when you want to lucid dream or astral travel. So that's why I added mugwort in this blend. It really connects you to spirit, and it can take you to another level of connecting with spirit. Next is yarrow. That's for spirit connection. I also use yarrow in a lot of the mixtures that I use for Hecate. It's a very magical herb. Next is Damiana, once again connecting with spirit. Tobacco is very good for connecting with spirit, as well as a great spirit offering, which is why I put it in my blend, so that when I burn it for spirits, the spirit I'm calling forth is attracted to these herbs and some of these offerings. I also added a couple of drops of sandalwood and patchouli oil. I did that as an offering as well, an offering aspect of this connection. Whenever I do spirit work, I always come with an offering of some sort, whether that is some water, a tea light candle dressed with some oil, or an incense stick. I always come with an offering. I call to my spirits practically daily, and I always come with an offering of some sort. So those are the ingredients for this blend and for this salve that I used that are herbal. Now I also use some essential oils. I have this little essential oil kit, and I used peppermint because peppermint is great for connecting you with spirits. And I also use lavender. I use lavender for the calming effect. And that is because when you are connecting with spiritual beings or your higher self or whoever, you want to be almost like in a trance state. You want to be calm, cool, and collected. You don't want your heart racing and having all these erratic feelings. You don't want any fear or anything like that, because you will manifest what you are feeling. So you want to be calm, cool, and collected. So I added lavender essential oil. I think I also might have put some lavender in this as well, adding it to it. It's not in my spirit blend, but I added a couple of more things to this, probably. It's been like a good couple of weeks since I made this. Okay, so those are all the ingredients that I used. And next, what you're going to want is coconut oil. I forgot to bring it in here, but you can find coconut oil anywhere, grocery store, and some type of wax. This is going to solidify it and keep it solidified instead of coconut oil, really melts and breaks down in slightly warmer temperatures. So the wax is going to keep it solid. I use Condalia wax. I think that's how you say it. I don't know. I use Condalia wax. It is like a plant-based vegan grade wax. So wax flakes, and a little bit goes a long way. I'll insert videos of like how much wax I put in and stuff. I didn't really measure this one out for this. I just went by the way I know of making salves and just guesstimated. And any oil that I had left over was saved. So now the step process to making a salve, it's really easy. It just takes some time. That's all there is to it. It'll definitely take some time. What you are going to need is, I'm not gonna say like any direct measurements or anything because it varies on how much you're making, but what you're gonna need is 1 part of your blend. Make sure that you enchant and set your intention for your blend before you do any of these steps so that it's already in the magic is already being worked before it's put together. So 1 part of your blend, 1 part of coconut oil. You're gonna need the wax, probably, ooh, that's hard to say. Maybe like a teaspoon or so of wax, depending on how much you're making. If you're making like a cup of everything, it's a tablespoon of wax. So I probably use a teaspoon or a little less for this size. And I'm not sure how much this actually is. I ripped off the label and all that stuff before I even made it. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna take your blend and you are going to put it in a pan with your coconut oil. Now what this is going to do, this is called an oil infusion. So
wait a minute.
this is called an herbal infusion. So the oil is going to draw out the abilities and the properties and all the good stuff of the blend of your herbs. And so what I did was I put the herbs in the coconut oil and I put it on low for about 3 to 4 hours so that it's slowly heating up and slowly drawing out all the good stuff. And so after that, you are going to strain your oil into your desired container. What I use, hold on. This is what I use to strain my oil. It's just a little strainer that I got from the dollar store. I just took this and I held it over like this on a table, let me see, like that. And then I slowly poured in my oil out of the little pan that I was using until this was full. Any leftover oil, I just put it into a little container and it's in my fridge right now in case I'm going to use it for anything. Whoa, you see this incense is just coming over me. Yes, give me that protection, that cleansing. It's dragon's blood incense. Okay, so after you strain it into a container like this, you are going to sit your container into water, into a small pan of water. I use one of those little egg cooking pans because I never use it for cooking eggs, so I was like, that'll be perfect for something this small. So fill it up with water, put it on low once again, and then you are going to add your wax to it. And you want to make sure that the water is below the top of the jar because you don't want to get water into this jar. So you're going to add your wax to it and melt your wax. Now melting your wax is going to take about another 2 to 4 hours depending on how much you use. I let it melt and then I let it continue sitting on the stove for like another hour past it's melting, because I have created a salve before where the wax looked like it melted, but it was still chunky once the salve cooled down. As you can see, the salve is smooth, nice and smooth. Now there's just a small divot because a little bit goes a long way. I'm not anointing my entire body unless just my hands and my third eye. Excuse my dirty nails. I am usually in herbs and in the garden. So once the wax is melted and you feel good about it, what I'll also do is I'll mix it up with a tiny little spatula or spoon or something just to make sure everything's mixed in nice and good. And then I will add my essential oils. I added like a few drops towards the beginning, but I felt like that wasn't really enough because the smell kind of went away after it was sitting there for a couple of hours. So I added some more towards the end of making the salve as well. So once the wax is melted and you've added your essential oils, you can take it off the stove. I would take the pan off the stove with this still in it and let it sit for a while so it can cool off and it won't be so hot to grab. And then once it's cooled down, take this out, sit it on a nice cool surface, not in the sun or anything, just off to the side, and you're gonna let it sit. I let mine sit overnight so that all of this could be dry all the way down and all the way through. So yeah, that is how you make a salve. That's how you make a psychic ability enhancing salve or a spirit connection salve. I just call it a spirit salve because that's what I'm doing. I'm connecting better with spirit by using this. Also, you can enchant it after it's done being created and enchant it however much and however long you think it's needed, you know? I'm gonna do some divination after this, so I am nice, salved up, lubed up, smelling good. You can really smell that lavender and that peppermint. Oh. And I added a little bit of eucalyptus. I didn't say that before, but the eucalyptus was more so added through intuition. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you want more videos about like salves and oils and stuff like that, let me know. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.